2024, but they didn't get that.
And we're live.
So we are?
Yep.
It lies.
Yeah. Yeah, apparently, I don't know. I don't think any of us are in a good friggin' mood right now.
Oh, I made a public meme that share.
Remember last Thursday you said we're going to talk about
Yeah.
the place that shall not be named today, and I said I'm going to start a stopwatch.
I haven't said a thing about the place that shall not be named yet.
Yeah.
That's what we're all talking about, the place that shall not be named.
Well, shit, can't make it
Well.
show up in there. Anyway, there it is. It's backwards.
It's backwards. Oh, well.
Yeah.
Well, it's a picture of a dumpster fire. And it says, you set a house on fire, killing the kids in the home. You don't get a pat on the back for saving the dog.
Yeah. Hey, Sarah.
Oh, do we have a body?
Raptor. Yeah.
They were starting to show up. It's just amazing to me that they're like, yeah, we saved all these people. I'm like, no, you left these people behind.
Yeah.
What are you saying, that what we did wasn't great?
Yes.
Listen,
it wasn't
Dunkirk
necessary.
was
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
It was also a defeat.
Yes.
They left the dogs behind, Raptor.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Although they're now trying to spin it to say that the dogs were not working dogs.
Right.
They were dog rescues.
Yeah, whatever.
Funny, that looked like awfully standard military dog cages to me.
Yeah, they look like German Shepherds too, which tend to be.
And apparently the Louisville PD
Once they're
would like their rescue dog back.
because apparently the contract working dogs they sent over there, the spin is those are dogs from other countries that were they're poorly trained and were trying.
Okay.
Apparently, contract working dogs, PD sent their dogs.
Yeah.
apparently.
Yeah.
Just a
The
second.
Brits got all their dogs and their people's dogs out.
When I showed up in Korea, we had a rescue dog in the unit, right? It was company dog.
Yeah.
Slept in the first sergeant's office.
Yeah.
We all pitched in to pay for it. When our first sergeant hit his 1 year, was getting to rotate home, we all agreed he gets to take it home with him,
Yeah.
right? That is a rescue dog.
Yep.
And he did all the paperwork to get it home. What they left behind there were dogs used by the U.S. military for bomb and weapons for searching out.
Yeah.
And so they were not rescue dogs. They were not this little scruffy, benchy looking thing. No, these were German Shepherds.
These were Malinois and German
Yeah,
Shepherds.
they were highly trained, and they left them behind. And anybody who would do that to a dog deserves their own little place in hell.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, you're correct. Well, in other news, because my blood pressure needs a diversion, today is the last day of summer. Tomorrow is the first day of fall. Not officially.
Yeah.
Officially, the first day of fall is September 22nd. However, tomorrow is the first day of dove season,
Yeah.
which on my calendar counts as the first day of fall. Fall is hunting season.
There are all sorts of astronomers that would disagree with you because the vernal equinox is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, no, that's correct.
Whatever.
Today it is hot enough for the cement, not the tar, not the black, the asphalt, cement to be hot enough to burn bare feet.
Yes.
Can you imagine what asphalt and tar are right now?
Yeah.
Right?
Oh.
So this may be the first day of fall for you, but this is egg cooking season still on there.
Yeah. Well, it's 98 with
It was 101 when I got the pickup just now.
okay, it's gone up. It was 98 with feels like 105 when I checked it.
Because
Went over to Jana's, got some stuff out of a shipping container. I went over there and I got a hold of the handle shipping container and burned my hands.
Yeah,
this
so
was
Wallace
2-3
said, my
days ago.
dogs think double season's year round. Yeah.
Yeah, have you seen?
rabbit season.
Have you seen your wires? The wires.
Yeah, I
your
know.
Power
I
lines
know.
lined with doves.
Our little town that we live in is a bird sanctuary.
Yeah, for God's sake.
It's not a bird
Yes,
sanctuary.
it
Yes,
is.
it is.
It's God, that drives me nuts.
No, it's registered with the state
It
as
is
a bird
registered
sanctuary.
as a bird sanctuary.
If
Suppress 22 with subsonic rounds, it's not a bird sanctuary.
Don't get caught shooting them in town. However, 2 blocks away is outside the city limits. So every line around my friggin' house is full
It's
of doves.
cheek
right
to
now.
jowl with dove.
Yeah.
This is why we have a permanent population of Canadian geese.
Yeah, you're
Yes.
correct.
Jesus.
Other than the ones that the guy with the van comes along and snags every once in a while.
Listen, Obi still thinks he can take one.
Yeah.
They scared
I
each other.
want
I'm
to
like,
see that.
I know that goose would mess up his entire weekend.
Well, you think that's bad? Obi's what, 30 pounds?
50.
50 pounds?
Yeah.
Our 14-pound Jack Russell was going to whoop a goose's butt.
Yeah, but I think your 14-pound Jack Russell has that.
There's no replacement for displacement, as they say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
just,
Jerry says the first day of dove season is the happiest day of the year for ammo manufacturers. Pretty much.
except for the fact
don't
this
know about
entire
this
year
year.
has been hell.
Yeah,
for
sure. I don't know
ammo
about this year.
manufacturers.
No, it's still scorchingly hot.
Yeah,
But for me, when we can actually start getting out hunting again, because we got dove season, we're coming up on quail season, deer season. The seasons have started.
Yeah.
So yes, fall is here. God, it's hot. God,
Yeah.
it's hot.
and you have to wear orange.
Yeah, have to. You should.
Yeah.
But you have to if you're hunting public land. There's not very much public land in Texas.
Yeah, but if
144
it's this
square inches.
hot and you're putting on hunting
Oh
clothes
Jesus.
and orange,
That's why I like hunting dove. I can go out there in jeans and a t-shirt, and dove don't care.
Aaron says, I have a neurotic 10-pound cat, and I'm pretty sure it could take out a Canadian goose.
dude, people, I grew up with Canadian geese, and trust me, they are way more bloodthirsty than people realize.
You are not kidding.
I mean, they will take on a bobcat and win.
Oh, yeah.
Canadian
So-
geese are what, 23 pounds of hate
Yeah.
in a feathery package.
Well, there's 23 pounds of hate wrapped in a thin layer of discontent.
Yeah.
And then a chocolate coating, obviously, to help it go down. But they will, yeah.
Yeah.
People, oh, my German Shepherd can take him. No.
No.
I've seen one goose chasing a German Shepherd with the German Shepherd was crying.
Well, I've as the sheriff's deputy, who the sheriff having responsibility for all East stray livestock, I've responded more than one goose attack where the man lost.
Yeah.
You need to put down the goose. Can't. It attacked me.
RK says the guns will be thunderous around here starting tomorrow. Hunting is only allowed on 10 acres or more property. Not that the bozos pay the slightest attention. And her cat is afraid of barn swallows.
Oh,
Hate to
God.
see
Obi-
him encounter a goose.
Oh, no kidding. Tomorrow's gonna be bad for Obi. Isn't it?
Oh, to the
All the
shooting.
gunshots.
Yeah.
Well, they've already started.
Eh,
They were shooting last night
Oh wow. I know they've been letting off fireworks for
Yeah.
some God only knows reason.
because fireworks scare away the heat monster. I don't know.
It's not working.
yeah. Raptor says Scotty the Florida dirt hound would bark his fool head off, then turn around and flee in a second if he thought he might be attacked. Yeah.
Cobra chickens are bad news. I mean, they're not as bad as swans. Swans kill people.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cobra chickens are number 2. I mean, neither one as bad as a cassowary, or an emu. Let's face it. But I wouldn't tangle with a goose, not unless I had a machete.
Yeah.
And I would plan on going to the ER afterwards because a goose will screw up your whole day.
Yeah.
And they go for the eyes right away.
Well, it's those wing strikes to your face
Yeah.
are the bad part.
And they fight with their wings.
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole native goose population just drives me nuts.
The amount of
Bird sanctuary.
goose they had to contact Austin to be allowed. Remember the great culling when
Yeah.
they took the several hundred goose population down to several score?
Yeah.
They had to get permission from Austin.
Right. And what did Austin say?
Get rid of them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not hunt them.
Yeah.
Not grab them and pluck their feathers and then shove them in an oven for 2.5 hours in a roasting pan while basting every 15 minutes with chicken or vegetable broth, I recommend.
Yeah.
No. They destroyed them.
That was a lot. I was crying. That was a lot of protein.
This is why
Yeah.
Texas wants to move Austin to California.
Yes. Richard Brown says Canadian mafia. Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
In England, used to be. I hear a turkey is overtaken, but it used to be goose was the Christmas bird. And I've had some good goose.
Yeah.
I really have.
Jerry says his lab used to do velocity as a weapon. Never slow down, just steamroll them and keep trucking.
And Chewy does that with blue jays.
Mhm.
He'll hit a blue jay at full speed and roll, like Kelly Buchanan said, roll them up and just roll them up and keep
Do a
working.
crocodile roll
Yeah,
or alligator roll or
Yeah,
whatever
roll
you
them
call
up
it.
and keep working.
Oh, speaking of crocodiles, apparently some idiot down around Lake Pontchartrain yesterday
Got taken by one. Yeah.
got taken by a gator.
The other news item I find interesting is that they several reports of a dolphin.
Yeah.
In
Pontchartrain.
Pontchartrain, and they're trying to decide if he got blown in there or if he was running from whatever else was being blown in there.
Yeah, no kidding there, right?
Probably that.
No kidding there, right? Oh, what happened with that oil platform? Is it as bad as we
Have
thought?
not heard anything, so I'm thinking it's not good.
Yeah, but those things are designed to take hurricanes.
Yeah.
Yeah, when they stay anchored, they're not designed to free float.
Does this one lose its anchor?
Yeah, it broke loose.
Oh,
I'm trying
shit.
to broke loose from everything.
Well, they float, and they're designed to such that the buoyancies are far enough below the top that they're not affected
Yeah,
by sea
supposedly.
states.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the theory.
Yeah, if anybody's curious, it's Deepwater Proteus was the platform,
Deepwater Proteus?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
and it's a shell platform, broke loose.
As Ian and Jim reach for their phones.
And it was 130 miles out, so it was right in the path.
Oh, it's got a wiki page now. Ugh.
Yeah.
Holy crap, it's a drilling ship, not a platform, Jim. It's a drilling
No,
ship.
it's a platform.
I'm looking at it. It's a drilling ship.
No, it's not.
That's Deepwater Proteus.
That's a platform.
No, that's a ship. That's a drilling ship.
Well, in that case, they're screwed.
You are not kidding.
Deep water.
Yeah.
Deepwater platform in trouble.
And Richard says, heard something about a lady banned from the zoo because of a long-standing companionship with a chimpanzee.
You can just rock me to sleep tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, the last clear photo they had was that damn chimpanzee with a cork.
Yeah.
You're why our NSA agent drinks.
And cries at night, let me tell you.
Yeah.
I should put him back on my Christmas card list. I really do feel sorry for the guy.
One thing I've got to say, maybe let's check. Stephanie says, I read about that. They're in a relationship. Mm-hmm.
It's flagged under the Marshall Islands.
Deepwater Proteus is?
Yeah.
That doesn't surprise me.
Well, they can't pass U.S. ABS. It's the same thing with cruise ships. No cruise ships are registered in the United States
It's all Panama, isn't it?
because they cannot pass American ABS standards.
So it's all about flag of convenience.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, it's mama porn to chimp porn.
There's a drilling.
It's Jim. He'll do both.
I don't
He's
know,
an
he has-
equal
he has-
opportunity
He has
offender.
standards.
There
He doesn't boast about chimp porn when he
There's
does
no-
boast about llama
but
porn.
there's no such thing as Japanese Lilith porn.
Japanese what?
Lilith porn.
How the hell did we wind up on this?
I don't know.
He started it.
I didn't start it. They started it.
But anyway,
I mean, I will admit that I just spent several minutes in the shower every morning thinking about llamas.
Yeah, doves, be sure you wrap their little carcasses in bacon before you put them on the grill.
Yes. And do your best to get the shot out of them first.
Toothpick is good for getting shot out. Don't bother with the wings. I don't understand people that bother with the wings.
There's just not enough.
Just pop the
no,
breast
no.
out. That's
Yeah,
all you need.
Just pop out the breast, wrap it in bacon, maybe a chili pepper in there for a little extra zing.
Yeah,
and
yes,
stick it
you
on the
did,
grill.
Bob.
What?
Yeah, Bob's on live.
What?
Bob actually made it to a live episode.
Oh God. Oh God.
No,
I'm so sorry.
What you do is you take the dove, you pop the breasts out, you spatchcock them, you stick them inside a chicken.
Oh, now you're getting
Which,
Oh, no.
which then you spatchcock and stick inside a turkey.
no, now you're
No.
getting fancy.
Now
Well, then
you're
you spatchcock-
turducken.
Yeah, then you spatchcock that and stick inside an emu.
No, you gotta do a duck.
Emus are.
Well, that was the dove. We started with the dove.
You gotta go, if you're gonna do that, you
Yeah,
gotta go
dove,
dove,
duck.
chicken,
duck.
duck.
No, dove, duck, chicken, turkey.
No, emu's nasty. I don't care what anybody says. Emu's nasty.
Duck's
Anyway,
not gonna fit the chicken, it's the reverse.
Right, yeah, dove, duck, chicken. So you
No.
start duck on the
No.
inside. Or no, dove on the inside because it's smaller than the duck. Then the duck. Then the duck is smaller
we're
than the
not
chicken.
doing it, so we're not, I'm not discussing this because no.
Well, though I had this argument about the PBBLT.
They're called a turducken. You can order them now.
And then toothpick is good for getting the shot out.
Yeah.
After you've plucked it, the shot channels are quite easy to find, and you use toothpick to pop the shot out. And then
Wow,
What?
15 minutes it took us to start talking about food.
Well, it was either that or start shooting the TV because
oh look, Raggedy Ann's on there again.
Yeah.
God,
Because
I wish she'd
every-
change her hair dye because she's making me angry at redheads.
the only time Biden takes questions after a speech is when he said this the last time, is I have a list of questions here. So they already gave him the pre-approved list.
Well, you know what the issue is?
He's got Alzheimer's.
Well,
no,
other than
Sanford, God, no, you do not want to eat a coot. That is the nastiest,
What is it?
greasiest.
What is a coot?
coots sell waterfowl.
They fly around and people that don't know think they're ducks. They shoot them.
Oh, okay.
Coots are black.
Yeah.
They taste like crap.
The thing with not taking questions is the press has finally started doing their jobs and they're scared to death. They're going to ask a question that Biden's not prepared for.
Well,
And
That's obvious.
he wasn't taking questions before they turned
Yeah.
out.
now he's really not taking
He's
Anyway,
they can't. And yesterday he didn't give a because I truly honestly believe it was too late in the day. He'd already sunsetted. There were no drugs available.
Yeah.
To pick him back up and to be his coherent.
Koala says they just cook a whole pig inside a whole cow and just be happy. Yeah, that's going to take about
Well, yeah.
3 days.
probably
at the
3
minimum.
days of slow roast.
Yeah.
Yes.
But here in a little while, it's quail. And quail you need to put on a spit.
Yeah.
And
Quail is
barbecue sauce.
Quail is so small.
Yes. So you need about 5 of them per person. Put them on.
That's like these people that go pay $25 for a Cornish game. Yeah. It's why? It's too damn much work for too little food.
My brother, his current, or used to be, his current Christmas thing was Cornish game hens for Christmas. Everybody gets a game hen. There's your game hen. Eat it and be happy. That's not bad. He does a really good game hen.
And then after that, you go out for McDonald's.
Yeah.
You're still hungry.
Yeah, pretty much.
Or you got my grandmother's brownie dressing. We call it brownie, or I call it brownie dressing because it's a slab. And you cut chunks, you cut squares like you do brownie, and you eat
Yeah.
it. You eat the dressing like a brownie.
See now, if that were a consomme, beef consomme or something, and you had to cut it like that, that'd be perfect because it's jelloed just nicely and everything, and that's how it's supposed to be.
Okay.
Koala
Brownie.
having slow roasted an entire steer before.
Oh, God.
That was 24 hours, 20 or 25 gallons of barbecue sauce.
And a mop.
A mop. And a chainsaw to cut that son of a bitch up after the fact.
One Super Bowl party, we had a block party, and one of the guys on the block built a pig roast.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, so he found a flat spot on his driveway, basically. Put earth down and then surrounded it with bricks of some kind.
Rocks. Some sort of
Volcanic rock's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, but this is Dallas, so
Yeah.
Whatever they had at Home Depot, I guess. And then he threw the pig in there the night before or in the middle of the night, sometime, so that by the time it rolled around for Super Bowl at 3 p.m., beautiful.
It wouldn't have been done.
Yeah, like I said, the night before, sometime in the middle of the night, he figured out when he had to start it.
So that's 18 hours
Yeah, it's
for
at
a
least
pig. That's not bad.
24 to 36 if you're going to do it roasting the ground.
I mean, the pig was as long as a human.
Yeah.
And
Oh, that's a long time to cook.
strangely human shaped.
It's a long time to cook.
And Koala says, black helicopters overhead. Oh, joy.
Oh,
Yeah.
are there people in turbans yelling "Durka, Durka, Durka" hanging out the windows?
Oh, the Taliban have posted videos of them climbing into the aircraft and equipment left behind.
Yeah.
Taking pictures of it, and they're celebrating.
And they duplicated the Marines picture
Of planting the flag.
Flag
of
raising.
Iwo Jima.
Yeah.
in U.S. military uniform.
And gear.
Which,
And
where
they
is
keep-
a reaper when you need one?
And
Exactly.
everybody keeps saying the war is over, and I'm like, no, the war's not
No,
over.
war has started.
They're
The war's
shooting.
going to come here.
Yeah, well, they're right now. The war is still going on over there, and they're shooting at each other. But yeah, it's coming here.
Well, I don't understand how and this is the last today I'm going to speak about Afghanistan, how the FICAS in chief can say that the Afghanistan war is over and then say we will continue to strike them over the horizon strikes.
That is so much bullshit.
That's still a war. If we're still shooting them,
Yeah.
then
Well,
they're
no,
over the
wait.
horizon.
No, wait. Now, Obama used drone strikes on U.S. citizens.
Mhm.
So that's not a war. That's, well, it's a violation of due process. What other amendment did it violate?
Every one of them.
Yeah. Jerry, I've seen that, and I'm pretty sure that is a Photoshop
What's that?
of the helicopter trolling someone with a noose.
No, they're in Spies gear.
Huh?
They're in Spies gear. It's special purpose insertion extraction
No.
system. Yeah.
No, this is a different one. This is one that popped up this morning.
The one I saw with the Black Hawk and the guy hanging below it, he's in Spies gear. He's
Yeah.
not being hung.
The one they popped up this morning, obviously Photoshop because the guy's hanging straight down, which if the helicopter's moving, that line is going to displace.
Mhm.
Anyway, off of that subject because I'm done with it. And then
But
after
it's not done
quail,
with us.
after quail, it comes deer season. And this year, Rupert's going to have a bad year.
You think. Rupert has outsmarted you how many years in a row now?
Hush.
How many years? Say it.
3,
Say it.
4.
Yes. Rupert is now 5 or 6 years old.
He'll be a good sized buck now.
He's got his harem of deers, and he's had his fawn, and he's taught them. When you see this redhead guy, he's an idiot.
You're not wrong.
So not only are you going to have Rupert giving you shit, you're going to have all of Rupert's offspring.
I just don't want to end up like I did last time we were down there. When
Cold and deerless?
and he shot the deer right behind my deer stand.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, but that was
That's
behind.
embarrassing. That's
You've got a good
embarrassing.
excuse there.
It walked 20 feet behind my deer stand.
Right, but you don't have,
I don't have vision out that side,
exactly.
and I can't shoot that way anyway.
That's
You
for
just-
those who may not know about the Sogno Rupert. The wildlife management area we hunt, there is a deer about 5 years ago, nice sized buck.
It was a 4-point.
It was a
then.
4
It was a
point
4 point
yearling.
then.
Yeah.
It was 4 point. And I was going to shoot said 4 point, but the owner of the wildlife management agency doesn't want yearlings or fawns shot. So as I'm putting my crosshair on Rupert, this bunch of fawns and yearlings jump out and start frolicking around him, and I
Yes.
can't thread a shot through there.
Mhm.
And the only time,
That's your story, and you're
the
sticking
only
to it.
time that little shit has not been surrounded by non-shootable deer is the one time I looked over to the right, said, "Damn, I wonder how many times that bush has been shot because it looks like a deer," and went back to watching my. And then sun came up. I looked back over, and we damn deer, and it was
Yep.
Rupert.
Mhm.
Yeah, and then Rupert came up and visited my stand.
He does the rounds.
How many years have you been going to the same reservation?
The same management area.
Yeah.
Oh God, 5 years,
5 years,
5
yeah.
or 6 years.
How many deer have you brought back from there?
One.
Right. What happened to that one deer?
We dropped off at Windthorst Fine Meats to be processed, and didn't hear a word after.
Yeah,
And then they went paws up a year later. And we still don't have our deer.
So virtually, you've been hunting there for 5 years and come up with bupkis.
Bupkis, yes.
That's okay. I just want the the viewing public
It's
to
not
understand.
like, it's not like we're not seeing deer,
No, we're seeing deer.
but we're seeing yearlings.
Yeah.
And he doesn't want those shot. And I happen to agree with
I
him.
can't blame
Oh
him.
no, I can't blame him for that. I'm just laughing at the fact.
There's only been one yearling taken out of there. And
That
that
was
was a
us.
friend of ours brought his granddaughter
Mhm.
who had never shot a deer. And he turned down a shot on a 14-point buck so his granddaughter could get the deer.
And she got the yearling.
She got the deer and then she cleaned the deer.
Yeah, she didn't get the 14 pups. She got the yearling.
Yeah.
He was so proud of her. And I'm sitting back and you missed. But I'm here to tell you that was a nice tender. I know where Rupert's been hiding. It's a berry patch.
Yeah.
Maybe you guys need to go earlier.
We've hunted down there in October, we've hunted in November, we've hunted in December,
And
and
February.
we've hunted in January.
And
Is there like a pre-season for
No.
pathetic?
February.
No, okay.
Bob, the problem is the cost of hunting.
Oh, in Texas, it's
Yeah.
prohibitive.
They cut us a pretty good break to go down there and hunt.
Yeah, I mean that guy's a friend, and
Yeah.
he does.
It's 125. 2 hunts a day is 250 a day, which is in Texas, the deer leases around here are going $1,500 a rifle a day.
That's because all the idiots from the east and left coast come flooding in here, and they pay $2,500, $3,000 to sit in a deer stand for 3 days and eat MREs.
Well, no, it's a bunch of lawyers and doctors from the left coast that live in the metroplexes. They come up here to get away from their wives.
Oh no, I talked to a guy. He bought literally 2 pallets of surplus MREs, and what he would do is he had deer stands. He had land all over the place. He had deer stands. And that's how he made his money for the year. Was the deer stand was $1,500 a day.
Yeah.
And he had them continuously rented during the
Oh, yeah.
season.
Yeah.
And what he would do is somebody would, okay, I want the stand for October 21, 22, 23, or whatever day. And he'd go, okay. And he would go out there on the 20th and throw, say one guy had the stand, he'd throw 9 MREs in there.
Yeah.
3 meals a day.
Yeah,
And that was it. That's all he had to do. And he was charging the guy $1,500 a day for these stands. These guys are coming in from the coast and paying it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The rest of us in Texas are like,
Well, that's actually an oddity because the majority of them are lawyers and doctors from metroplexes that come up to get away from their wives, and they go out in a deer stand and they come into the bunkhouse with their buddy beer. They tell lies,
Mhm.
And they do the man thing for a weekend, and for them $6,000 is cheap.
and so
And then they go back down. They've had some buddy time. They've smoked cigars, drunk beer, had some
well,
buddy
it's the same.
time.
I mean, it's the same thing. These guys coming up from the coast. It's just,
Yeah.
but the upshot of it is, it's priced hunting
way
out of
out
everybody's
of
pocket.
everybody's
Yeah.
pocket.
unless you're willing to hunt a wild boar, and
And
whether or not they're good as
the hunting the hogs is one of the reasons we have such a bad hog problem. Is back in the 80s when Texas Parks and Wildlife started turning deer leases into you had to charge out the yin yang, because in Texas Parks and Wildlife requires, in order to have a deer lease, you've got to have insurance, multiple kinds of insurance,
Yeah.
and it's expensive to have a deer lease. So Parks and Wildlife started making it expensive. People started figuring out they can make money on deer leases. Well, Joe Bubba figures out, in the 80s and the 90s, I can't pay $1,000 to hunt. So he'd go to the lease owner and say, if you got hogs, if I do you a favor, will you do me a solid?
Yeah.
And then they go down south, trap a hog, bring it up in the middle of the night, turn it loose on the lease, and tell the lease owner, hey, you got a hog. I'll take care of that hog problem for you if you let me hunt a weekend. And the lease owners for the first 5 or 6 so, oh, hell yes.
Yeah.
And then the secret got out, and people have been trucking up hogs and turning them loose.
Except that the hogs breed faster than that. I really think the hogs spread on their own.
Oh, yeah. Well, the part of that was, but it's Parks and Wildlife had a paper on it.
yeah, I highly doubt the importation of illegal hogs was that big a problem.
Parks and Wildlife had a paper on it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think the hogs, because
They,
again,
they did spread on their own, but but there was a significant part of rednecks bringing up hogs and turning loose. Like,
yeah. Steph says, never forget a friend's daughter, 12-year-old, cleaning her first deer. I was not so much when she asked if I wanted to hold the heart.
you're supposed to chew on the heart or eat the heart.
Eat the heart.
Something.
done right, heart's good eating.
Yeah.
Of course, in this
Richard
area,
says, painting not a deer on the cows in a dairy farm does not work.
up in the Panhandle, my first
Up north, never go during moose season. I'm just saying.
We were walking across. We hunted Blanding one year, walking across one of the tank trails. 4 of us in blaze orange, and this dumb motherfucker shot at us.
Yeah, doesn't surprise me.
So we shot back.
The county judge in Bucksville County had the placer deer family in his yard. Had the buck, mom and Bambi, and I always figure out when it was deer season because I'd be driving by the county judge's house and the deer be wearing
Orange,
blaze orange, had the vests and the hats. Like, oh, deer season.
Yeah.
What I love is I think it was Texas, would set out fake deer on the side of the road as a trap.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And not one of them survives the season.
No, they get shot to dull rags.
That's how game wardens catch people.
Yeah.
That's not just in Texas. That's all over the South.
It's just hilarious because they have to buy new ones every year.
Every year because they get shot to dull rags.
Every time.
Well, the game warden is here before the kid is here now.
Yeah.
He was telling me about one time that he set out Frank. Frank was there.
Yeah.
They had this much repaired deer, and they set out Frank, and he's back, and pickup pulls up, stops, backs up, window comes down, rifle barrel, blam, and Frank didn't fall over.
Right.
So he's writing down the plate, and he's fixing to jump in his truck, and then the truck guns it, goes off the road, runs over Frank.
I'm going to get that damn deer. Yeah.
The guy jumped out and started dallying a loop around Frank's. It's like, wait a minute, this is a fake deer. Like, wow, dude.
There are some people that are not all that swift.
No.
Now, if you see a deer on the side of the road and you stop and you get out and you're wearing the appropriate amount of orange,
and you get off the road,
and you
cannot shoot. You cannot shoot from or across
and
a roadway.
You get out of the truck and you get your gun off the gun rack in the back window because God bless Texas.
Yeah.
And you walk around and then you shoot it. You're okay.
You're okay as long as you're not shooting across or from a roadway.
Yeah.
So
you
off
have
the
to
roadway.
be physically.
You have to be
on the other side of the ditch.
Yep.
The bar ditch.
You have to be up.
I thought you just had to be in the grass.
No, you have to be on the other side of the bar ditch.
You have to be off. You have to be off the.
Off the easement.
Yeah, easement. That's where I was looking for.
Yeah. No, this is. We are not trolling for submissions for the hunting anthology, Sanford.
No. Why? What is it with hunting anthology?
You're gonna get the hunting stories on here. If you don't like it, tough.
We need to make Sanford write that story.
I grew up in Minnesota. And traditional deer hunting in Minnesota involved. You got up at dark 30, before dark 30 by several hours, and you put on your snowmobile suit and your thermal underwear and everything, and you got the cap on, and you put the orange on, and then you drove out to the edge of your allotment.
And then you had to take a piss.
Right. and then you walk to the deer stand dragging your 10-gallon cooler full of beer. And you drag all that shit up into the deer stand because it's nailed to the side of the tree. And then you drink from whenever you got to the deer stand till about 10 or 11 a.m., which is when you usually ran out of beer. And then you drag all the beer down, you drag the cooler down, and you walk back to your truck and you go home. That's hunting.
Since the area we hunt's a lot of management area.
There was no actual deer sighting involved.
No, I'm not going to do another anthology, Sanford.
It's private, so we don't have to wear the orange.
Yeah.
And we get up at bloody 30 in the morning. Drink coffee. Go out to the deer stand, and then Generally, when the sun's about 4 fingers or more over the horizon,
Yeah.
I'm done. And generally, I'm walking back before the old boy comes to get me.
Well, deer, when it starts getting light, you still can't shoot it because it's not dawn.
Yes, you can.
The
On
deer
there
are
you
bedding
can.
down. You can't do that.
Different rules.
Different rules.
Civil
Wildlife management,
twilight.
wildlife management areas have different rules.
Okay, so you can shoot during civil twilight.
You
Yes.
also shoot before hunting season and after hunting season.
I know you're just winding us up, Sanford. You do that. You
Yeah.
enjoy that. Yes.
Yeah, it's a whole different set of rules for
Yeah.
a wildlife management area because you're not hunting, you're culling, which is a different set of rules.
Yeah.
When I was working on the oil field, there was all these hunting areas around the in the local area
Mhm.
of the drilling. It was great because we would move. Normally our shifts ran from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Mhm.
We moved them to 3 a.m. and 3 p.m.
Oh,
so that
somebody could go for
right.
Yeah.
So the guy coming off could get some hunting in either before it got dark or right when it got light.
But we'll go out in the morning and again in the evening, so we'll hunt twice.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the time, they have a nice little bunkhouse, and we sit there and we drink coffee or soda, and we
Make up lies about the deer you didn't shoot.
You sleep.
You're darn right I do.
Yeah. I'm the only one awake half the time.
But we bring decent. Jim has hunted so often he refuses to bring beanie weenies, which is the traditional hunting food.
I really thought it was just beer. There was no food
So
involved.
Jim won't do beanie weenies.
Nope.
But they got different flavors of beanie weenie now.
I don't care.
They have baked and they have barbecue and original.
As the first time we're going down there, I was headed for the Vienna sausage aisle.
Yeah.
And Jim, no, we're not eating that. He's like, okay. And we went and got
Because you love Vienna sausages.
we went and got good food.
We have cases and cases of Vienna
I
sausages.
will eat Vienna sausages here. I will not eat them in a hunt.
Well, that's also where
See, that is
where the beanie,
backwards.
that's where the aisle of beanie weenies are on.
Yeah,
So
same
I
aisle,
was
but
going to go get about 4
No,
cans of
but
beanie
you-
weenies
you eat here, but you won't eat them.
and
Yeah. Wolf brand chili is another one. I've
Yep.
eaten more than one can of that in the hunt camp over the years.
The thing is, Wolf
half,
Brand
half
chili.
cold and half hot.
Yeah.
Here's the deal. Hormel's chili, if you open the can, it does not look right. It has to be heated up.
Yeah.
Whereas Wolf Brand chili, when you open the can, still looks like chili.
Yeah.
So
Looks like very thin chili.
yeah, so Wolf Brand chili is the one you want to take when you're out hiking.
And I've eaten. And it's on a camp stove. It's amazing because you get one pot of chili, and half of it will be bubbling, burn your mouth hot. The other one will be, the other half will
The other
still
side
be
of
cold.
the- the other side of the can.
And it doesn't matter where you take the next spoon. It's even odds.
Sanford, I have no problem eating baked beans and smoked sausages. Here,
The
Hunt
thing is,
camp.
the thing is, you want to.
not none camp.
I don't like the pull tab now on the cans because you'd open the can and just leave the lid attached.
Mhm.
That
Yeah.
became your handle. You stuck the can in the coals on the edge, and when it was done, you reached in with a gloved hand, grab the lid and pull it out.
Yeah, John, I have not seen Stag's chili around here, come to think of it. That's actually good chili.
I've never had it.
That's kind of a West Coast chili,
Is it?
but it's
Never had it.
actually good. It
I've never
has
even heard
real
of it.
chunks of meat that you can tell are meat in it.
I've never even heard of it.
Yeah.
Mm.
Wolf always needs more cayenne. Yeah,
He
It's not
says
necessarily cayenne it needs.
it needs some kind of chili season.
I will admit that occasionally I've used last thing of chili I cooked. I looked up, there were more bodies in here than I planned on, so I threw a can of wolf chili in there to extend. There's that or beans.
Listen, I don't care how Texan you are. I've said this before, and I
Yes,
live
and
by
you're
it.
right.
I
And you're
don't
right.
care how Texan you are. When extra 5 people show up for dinner, there's beans in the chili.
You're not wrong.
no, there's not.
But this time I looked in Jim's pantry and there was a can of wolf chili, and that one under extended
Yeah.
chili.
No, I don't wear Hunter orange, and I don't wear Hawaiian shirts either.
Mm.
He
I
says
actually
wear
have
a
camo.
Hawaiian shirt,
You
or is
know,
that technically not
I go out and I go out in camel.
Yeah,
orange camo?
ham steak, Boston beans with pork fat, and brown bread church dinners. Yeah,
See, I can remember. What was it? Some guy went out hunting and he didn't tell his parents he was out hunting. So they call the police, say, hey, our son's been missing for 2 days.
Okay.
And they go, okay.
It's hunting season.
Well, they send out a DNR guy. He finds him. He's wearing orange snow pants, I
Yeah.
think. Right? And that was and so not only was he not lost and not in trouble, but he got a ticket because he wasn't wearing orange on the right portions of his body.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes. I would have handed that to my mom. Said,
Oh.
"You pay this."
Yeah, our Sanford says, well, no, Barry, you don't need to glove until the next day.
Yeah.
Yes.
And our case said they like to combine wolf without beans, ranch style beans served over Fritos with cheese and onions.
Frito pie with beans.
Yeah.
I've never heard of beans in
So
Frito
when
pie.
were they in jail?
Yeah, right.
That's basically a Frito pie.
Yeah, except with beans, which
Yeah.
is really weird.
If they did it all in the Frito bag,
Yeah.
they would have.
Frito pie.
Yeah.
I'd have to know when they served and what they got popped for.
Yeah.
You know how many in the 80s, how many football games I went to that for $1 you get a bag of Fritos
Frito
with,
pie, yeah.
with a bag of Fritos with a ladle of chili?
Yeah, I never got that. Of course I was drunk at those football games. So
Well, you were also up north, so y'all didn't have real football food.
we did. We
The only
had
problem was when you played football, you never got to eat any of the good
I didn't
stuff.
play football.
you would spend an entire quarter just going to get the food and back to your seat. You'd stand up the first kickoff. You'd stand up, run to the concession stand. Well, by the time you got back to your seat, they were in the middle of the second half.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding.
And Richard brings up a good point. Camo fatigues down in combat zone, but with the safety fluorescent bands.
Yeah,
Air Force now requires that.
Those are the guys that are running. Those when you're running in formation. Those are the
Oh, no,
traffic
it's all the
guards.
time now.
Road guards.
That's right. Yeah, the
What?
traffic guards.
Yeah. They're required all the time now on Air Force bases.
Everybody has to wear an orange
Yeah.
band.
The fluorescent band.
The belt?
Yeah.
That's
All
not
the
just
time?
traffic
Yeah,
guards.
anytime. No.
Wow. Air Force. Damn.
Well, that's why the joke when we were talking about joking about you got to wear a seatbelt all the time.
Mhm.
It's the same principle.
Wow.
I'm trying to figure out. So, some guy, some lowly airman, is walking to the mess hall for lunch. He's alone, but he's got to wear the orange
Apparently that's
because it'll save your life.
If you get hit by a car at lunchtime on a military base, the driver is drunk. Period. And a reflective belt wasn't gonna save you.
Yeah.
The only time you need to be wearing anything reflective is after dark.
Plus, not only was he drunk, he's probably a senior NCO.
Yeah.
He's probably a DI going on.
They're the only
Deal
ones
with those little bastards
Yeah, little
anymore.
bastards.
They're the only ones that are drunk in the day.
No kidding.
Oh, now they're saying the majority of Americans left were dual citizens.
Oh,
Bullshit.
Afghans and American citizens.
It doesn't fucking matter if they had 5 fucking passports.
Yeah.
They had a U.S. passport. They're a goddamn U.S. citizen. We left them the
Yep.
fuck behind. Yes, I swore.
I don't blame you.
That pisses me off. Let's talk about accountability for a minute.
Here
So-
we go.
So that lieutenant colonel, the Marine lieutenant colonel,
He's the
Uh,
only person that has been held accountable.
yes, and he got held accountable because he complained about
He demanded that people be held accountable.
Yeah.
yes. Now, I guess a Marine general posted to his video, the first video, that he should retire. He should resign his commission if he, and he did.
Yeah.
And he was 2 years or 3 years shy of 20 years. So
He had
he's
17.
years,
He had
yeah.
17.
so he's not getting a pension.
Yeah.
Lost it all.
But these guys, it started passing the buck.
From
Mr.
day one.
The
Yeah.
buck stops here has been passing the buck since day one. Yeah.
Yep.
And none of them are gonna.
Nope.
Okay, I'm gonna.
Okay. At the minimum, SecDef and
Joint Chiefs.
Joint Chief needs to resign.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Or be fired.
Yeah.
And I think Sex State needs to be fired too.
Along with Sex State. Well, they put in paperwork to impeach Sex State.
Yeah, the thing is,
Now they're getting the Dems to actually do anything.
Yeah,
with it.
exactly.
see, now,
But the other thing that totally pissed me off today, is when Biden took credit for Operation Pineapple Express
oh,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
and said they were assisting to make that happen. Bullshit.
Bullshit. Those guys were private contractors who went out and rented privait stuff.
Mhm.
And went in
And
They
there
were
with that.
veterans.
Yeah, and they did get help from active U.S. military, but that help was against direct orders.
Yeah.
Yes, it was some
So it wasn't
E4.
assistant. No,
Yeah, it was some
Yeah.
E4 who's
who couldn't stand it anymore
Yeah,
and gave him a
right.
hand.
And that general can pound sand. I don't care. Well, he was the last man out of Afghanistan. I don't give a rat's
I
ass.
don't care.
He
Okay,
shouldn't have been there in the first damn place.
I'm going to violate my statement earlier about not discussing this. I got an email the other day because I've been on Facebook pretty hard on Afghanistan. I had an email, hello Doug, what would you have done? Okay, all right. R roads, here we go. E6 as an E6, a lowly E6.
I wouldn't go lowly, but okay.
Biden takes over Jan 20. February 20, he should have turned it over to DOD land, but
No, they can't. They
President
have
Law
to
Dog,
recommend-
President Law Dog would have had a Ranger battalion on the ground. You do it 24 hours. A Ranger battalion on the ground in Kabul. And Company A, you assist in securing Bagram Air Base. Company B, head out at 0800 tomorrow, and you secure the U.S. Embassy. Company C, at 1000 hours, you will head out and you will assist the embassy and escort in getting all their crap and escort and get their shit back. That's a week. Week 2, 24th MUSOC's inbound. You're gonna patrol in platoon-sized elements throughout this city. Anybody that's not Afghan, you will tell them we will be out of here October 1. We are leaving October 1. Tell everybody. Continue patrol. And then I wouldn't be out till November 1 because there's always a people that are going to.
Yeah, there's the bleeding hearts are going to be out there going, well, I'll be okay because I'm
Yeah.
a bleeding heart.
Yeah.
And
But October 2, I'd have the next Ranger back through there, and I'd have an ODC Special Forces. I'd tell Special Forces guys, you've got 6 weeks. Send your teams out, find your interpreters, bring them back.
Yeah.
And then starting October 2, after the day after, I would have told everybody we were leaving. I would be sending platoon-sized patrols out of Rangers and Marines. Get them, bring them back.
yeah, except you know what? You just made the same mistake that Biden did.
What's that?
You as president, Law Dog,
Right.
should have went to
I know.
went to the Pentagon and said, listen,
Get this done.
October 1 is the hard date. November 1 is the real date.
Yeah, I
Get
know.
it done.
I know.
And they would have figured out which Marine, because securing an airbase, that's a Ranger job.
Yep.
Right?
You're back on
Patrolling, that's not a Ranger job. That's regular units. The Marine Corps secure the embassy. That's their job. They're
Now-
trained to do that stuff.
Marine Corps is also trained to do extractions.
Right. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. But you had Rangers doing everything.
Doing
And
light infantry jobs,
yeah,
like the Ranger.
you
light
as
infantry.
President Law Dog should have gone to the Pentagon and said,
Oh, I know.
get this done. These are your dates.
That's why I
And
said
then walked away.
That's why I said don't micromanage till the Pentagon get it done.
Right.
However,
Micromanagement is why Vietnam got fucked.
Yep.
It's why we got really goddamn lucky in Honduras.
again, but apparently the Pentagon is stuck in paralysis by analysis loop and can't do anything.
That's because there's. I was thinking about this in the shower
They
this
have
morning.
had to have permission from the administration.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was thinking about this in the shower this morning after the llamas. We should change the requirements, and we need a constitutional amendment that requires senior administration to have served in the active military. Because
I don't have an issue. I do have an issue. And I don't have an issue with it.
yeah, I know there's pros and cons to this,
Yeah.
but the fact is that liberals think of the military as play toys and umbrella holders.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, that's it. They don't care if they leave them behind.
Yeah.
Biden left people behind
Every time.
every time. from
He
the
left
time
the
he was,
Vietnamese people behind.
in fact, he told them we don't want to bring them. He
Yeah.
fought bringing them. As a matter of fact, he left. He was a senator when we left the people in Tehran.
Yeah.
The interpreter that went out to rescue him when he got downed in the Afghan mountains during a snowstorm
Yeah.
and called for help. He left that interpreter behind. That interpreter right now
Yeah.
is struggling,
And his family.
are trying to hide in Afghanistan.
Yeah.
They don't.
I don't know what's happened with the generals, because apparently once you get a star,
You're no longer
you
accountable.
lose your backbone.
Well, look at what has happened with Obama. This actually goes all.
Yeah. Obama spent 8
Clinton.
years purging the
Clinton,
military.
Clinton did too.
Well, Clinton tried to.
No. Remember how many generals they got? They got court-martial and forced to retire because of inability to command.
Over 200 general senior command personnel. Over 200 were fired by Obama and Biden.
For it was inability to command or something like
Loss
that.
of confidence.
Lots of confidence.
Yes, that was it. And these guys who had stellar careers up to that point. And while all this is happening, you've got colonels who should be bucking for that first star are looking at the way the grass is blowing and going, no, I'm going to retire now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, but
had-
my
Bob,
thing is,
Bob raises a good point. That female E6 comments about martial law,
oh God,
that would have never happened under a real military with strong people in charge.
yeah,
but I don't
She
understand
would
why
be gone the next fucking day.
when Biden said his micromanaging plan, I don't understand why there aren't at least 2 sets of bars or stars on his desk. No, Mr. President, Clank not doing it. This is stupid.
no, because
They don't want to rock the boat.
they go for consensus, right?
Yeah.
They get a consensus of opinion, and that consensus is everybody who agrees with you.
Yeah.
And who doesn't agree with you is not part of the consensus. So you end up with
John is dead on. The Obama purge got rid of people who knew how to do stuff and let the political generals take over, generals and admirals. Harry Harris, a friend of mine, he ended up becoming Sixth Fleet, but his confirmation was held up for 3 months while they went back through every email he had written, every speech he had given, and every paper he had written to see if he had criticized the
I
administration.
saw an
they
article.
want
I
to
saw an
make sure that
article.
he had right think.
And well,
They couldn't find it, but they couldn't find wrong think
Yeah.
either.
the funny part was they missed it when he was the CEO of Gitmo, because he hit some things down there. He said, "I figured I'd never make 2-star."
Well, I saw an article that went over some of our outstanding generals, our outstanding flag rank going back to the Civil War.
Yeah.
And how in today's military they would never have made it.
No,
Mhm. Yeah. Well, the lieutenant colonel that retired, he did violate.
Yeah, that's something else.
He,
Have you noticed that Article 88 is being thrown around a bunch?
Yeah.
If you denigrate, what's the actual?
you're not allowed to speak out against the administration.
Right.
Basically. That's the upshot.
Now they're threatening Article 88. Where the hell were they during the Trump administration?
well, they
Because
were nowhere to be found.
the Vindmans, everybody in the military was speaking out against the administration. Nobody threatened with Article 88.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, all the anonymous sources have disappeared too.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
anytime
the
Trump,
funny part is, and I have not seen the email yet. I want to see the friggin' email. But this supposedly came out from Naval Intelligence. And it also said that if you're a retiree, you can't say
Yeah.
anything.
The Article 88 retirees.
no. Once you're retired, you're no longer active
Yeah.
military. You're not subject to UCMJ.
That's correct. Once you cannot be recalled, you are no longer.
Yeah.
You are no longer under UCMJ.
Yeah, I saw the email. I was like, retirees? And
Because
also they're threatening enlisted who have
Didn't-
retired.
didn't Obama do that? Somebody retired, and they called him back to court martial.
Just to court martial.
Just
Yeah.
to court martial him. I
Yeah.
can't remember who that was.
Yeah.
Yes, Raptor. Promotions, basically any command promotion, so you're talking commander and up, so 05 and up, are all by Congress.
Yeah, anything above
They have to
lieutenant
be
colonel
approved.
in the real military, anything above a lieutenant colonel
Yeah.
In the Navy, it's above command. Sorry, I had to do that.
Yeah, Richard makes a good point too. Grant would have never recommended because of the alcohol rehab.
Halsey grounded a ship, which
Yeah.
is apparently a career ending these
Submarine.
days. He grounded
Yeah.
something that floated
Yep.
ish,
Bathtub,
which,
something.
which is apparently a no-go in today's Navy.
Oh hell, they used to have Van Alstyne, a friend of mine, who is the director at Scripps for Scripps Oceanography. He went through destroyer school in San Diego, and they used to bounce the destroyers, the training destroyers, off the pier regularly
Training.
because they were taught how to drive a destroyer, to moor it, to get it unmoored without a friggin' tug.
Boing.
Yeah.
Well,
And he said
destroyers
those things they had dents up and down, both sides of them.
when you think of, in the grand scheme of the Navy, destroyers are small, nimble, and maneuverable, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter that they're a couple hundred feet long.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, when you think about, well, this is just a small destroyer. I can I can parallel park this thing.
Well, a good one could. He said, and he was telling me the story. He said, when he left command, when he retired as an 06, he did not even try to go for admiral. He said, I ain't doing that. I've been a seagoing sailor and I'm done. I'm not going to the Pentagon. His last underway was on a cruiser. He was the CEO of a cruiser. They came into San Diego. It was late. There was no tug.
And he's got a couple of hundred sailors in the funny caps going, there's beer.
And there's a current running because the tide's running in San Diego Harbor.
Oh,
This is his last command. What the hell?
So he said, basically,
Captain has the helm.
yeah, he said, I have the con. And he spun it.
And everybody went,
yeah, because you know that midshipman that had the helm.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God.
He said he spun it 180 degrees and laid it dead up against the side of the other ship. And the guys on the other ship just had to reach over and hand him the mooring line.
well, I just
He said-
imagine when he made the announcement that Captain has the helm, the senior NCO of that boat went, what?
Now, the senior NCO of the boat had been on a different boat with him.
Oh, okay.
He knows how to drive. We're gonna get in, guys.
You will make your liberty this night.
But
Don't worry.
apparently, the people of the other ship kind of were going, "Oh shit!"
Oh my God.
Well, I'm
Well, he
assuming
said-
that whoever had the deck watch was calling on the bridge going, how many tires do we have? Quickly.
Well, back when we had ships, it was not unusual to see 3, 4, 5 destroyers rafted up together.
And you had to walk across them too.
Yeah.
And you had to make sure you
got the right
when you
one.
came back drunk, you had to make sure you counted
Yeah.
how many ships you walked back across to get to your bunk.
Because if you ended up in the wrong bunk on the wrong ship, it did not end well.
It was open season.
Yes.
When
Well,
I've seen pictures of
I can
air,
remember
I've seen,
having to go and get one of my soldiers who was racked out in the wrong barracks.
I've seen pictures of airplanes that landed on the wrong carrier. What
Oh,
they
yeah.
did to them, I gotta imagine that if they'll do that to a multi-million-dollar airplane, that seaman's got no chance at
A
all.
$40,000 soldier is just
Yeah.
sailor just toast.
Yeah, they come back decorated. That paint that they use to do the
It's not.
stencils, yeah, that doesn't come off
No,
real well. Yeah, Halsey lost part of a fleet. But,
He had a real problem with hurricanes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was.
but Van Alstyne was saying, he said, the reason that he retired, he said, when I saw what came out of TICOM about how any damage to the ship was going to be a LOR, letter of reprimand, he said, I knew it was time for me to get out.
But yeah, so Obama purges the military of anybody who's got an experience and has wrong think.
Yeah.
Which leaves pretty much these liberal cowards.
Oh,
I hate
well,
to say that, but that's what it amounts to.
I saw that back in the 90s, right after I retired. Larry Gephardt, who sadly died in the Pentagon. Larry was the chief of staff out at Wing 2 when I was out there doing some other stuff. He dragged me in his office, chewed on me for about 10 minutes about a CO in the squadron who on the 31st or the 30th, refused to fly an operational mission because he'd already submitted his paperwork. And he didn't want to redo the paperwork. And I went, what? And he goes, yeah. He said, that's fact. I said, I hope the hell he's going to be the lowest ranked CO out here. He says, so far he is.
Raggedy Ann is trying to look stern and just makes me want to. I want to go to the White House, jump up and slap the snot out of her.
Yeah.
Well,
I want to slap that hair color off of her.
she's spinning faster than a dervish.
Ooh, you're not kidding.
It's just.
Oh, she's got the. I'm stern and I am the adult in the room. And
how dare you ask that question?
I want to slap the hair dye off of that bitch.
Actually, Raptor Halsey was, that was not Halsey's fault at Lady.
Lady Gulf?
Yeah.
No, that was a confusion on orders.
Yeah.
And the whole the World Wonders
Yeah.
bit on the end of that message, it was standard procedure to tag every message with a phrase.
Yeah.
For authenticity. And
Oh,
that
okay.
just happened to be the phrase. So yeah, the whole Lady Gulf thing is
Yeah. Steph says she looks more like Chucky. Yep. And Koala said, well, she'll just circle back to it.
No, she won't.
Yeah, I know.
She'll say she's circling back. Except that heifer never circles back.
I miss McElhaney's.
Yeah, no kidding. No
Yeah,
kidding.
Taffy 3 did come in and bail our asses out, but that was an Intel screw up. No, that was not Halsey.
Well, it started with the Japanese misidentifying a ship, and it was bigger than it was. And then there were orders to chase the fleet down. It just
Yeah, all right. Raptor. That's a good book. Last Stand of the Tin Can Sailors. Yes. Well, folks, we've wasted another hour and 1 minute of your time.
We
today.
tried to stay off of Afghanistan, but
Yeah, it didn't work so well.
oh well. We weren't bad.
Hey, we did at least get a little bit of cooking in this time.
Yeah. Finally got back to the cooking.
Yeah.
And we made our NSA agent drink again.
Yeah.
Oh, bugger that for a while.
No, hell no.
a Turkraken. Just look at this. Aaron, thanks.
All right, y'all be safe. Apparently, I have more shelves to go pick up.
Yeah, be safe. Have a good week. And remember, don't sweat the petty stuff. Don't pet the sweaty stuff. And we'll see you Thursday. Bye.
Apparently, I have